This is real silk? Everything is so beautiful.
Good. She's perfect. Look at everything below us. It's all ours. This was made for you. I want everyone to see you wearing it.
At first, it seemed like things were going really good. But soon she was going to find out the type of cage that she had walked into.
Sleep well?
Yes, better than I ever have.
Good. That is what matters.
Everything is beautiful, Malachi. I do not know how to thank you.
You do not need to thank me. You just need to understand the arrangement.
Arrangement?
You are here because I chose you. That choice comes with conditions. You follow them, everything stays beautiful. You do not, things change.
She thought she'd escaped. She thought the city would reward her beauty. But she was still in a cage, just a prettier one. And the bars were invisible until she tried to leave.
This is the kitchen. You do not cook. I have someone for that.
Do not touch anything. Understood.
In here, you will sit, smile, and look beautiful when I have guests.
No speaking. Yes.
This is my study. The door stays locked. You never enter here. Understand?
I understand.
And upstairs, 3 rooms, locked, or my business.
You do not try or go near them. I will not.
A man who tells you he's protecting you from danger is telling you that you can't trust him. But Kundai didn't hear that. She only heard that he cared enough to protect her.
Just one call. She won't even know I'm here. Just to hear her voice.
Who are you calling?
I was just going to check on my mother. See if...
No, you are not.
What? Malachi, I just want to...
Your mother and Teterudo are gone. They don't exist for you anymore.
The cage doesn't slam shut all at once. It closes slowly. First a room, then another. Then you realize the doors have been locked the whole time and you didn't even notice. Days became weeks. She learned the rhythm of the cage. Wake at 8, shower, get dressed in clothes chosen for her, wait, be beautiful, don't ask questions. At night, he'd come to her, sometimes tender, sometimes demanding. She told herself this was love. She told herself this was the city rewarding her beauty.
What is that?
That night, she heard something. At first, she thought it was her imagination. Then she realized she wasn't alone in this mansion. There was someone else.
Last night I heard something. Upstairs.
It sounded like crying. You were dreaming.
No, I was awake. I heard it clearly. Is someone else living here?
Do not ask stupid questions. Understand?
Yes.
He just told her she was in danger, and she was still too afraid to leave.
I will be gone for hours. Business matters. Do not wait up.
When will you return? The locked rooms. the keys. Just to see, just to look.
It was in that moment, that smallest moment, that she made the choice that would change everything.
Oh no. No. Get out! You have to get out! How long have you been here? Don't know. He told me he loves me.
In that moment, she understood. This wasn't love. This was predation. And she had walked directly into the mouth of the wolf. She was not special. She was not the first. She was not the last. She was one of many. Every girl in that ledger had believed she was choosing freedom. Every girl had walked into this cage believing it was a palace. And every girl with a red X through her name had disappeared.
You were just what?
I was resting. You are home early.
You went upstairs. You saw something you shouldn't have.
No,
I loved her, but she was ungrateful.
Just like you right now.
She thought she'd escaped her father's cage. She thought she had escaped Tete's discipline. She had walked directly into a different kind of cage, one she might never escape.
What have I done?
She had chosen what glittered over what was true. She had chosen luxury over wisdom. She had chosen a man who wanted to own her over people who wanted to free her. And now she understood the price of the gilded cage. It was paid in captivity. It was paid in fear. It was paid in the slow death of everything she used to be.